To solve this question, we need to compare the relationship between our s variable and our t variable, and the best way to do that is to graph it. But to do that, we need to figure out how to label our axes. This is normally our x and our y axes, but what variable should we attribute to x and y? If we read through our answer choices, we can see that s is when s is something greater than or less than some value that has a direct effect on t. T is either positive or negative as a result of whatever c is or s is. So that means that s is our cause variable or our x variable, and y is our effect variable or our y variable. So we can label our axes as the s and t axes as so. Now, the fastest way to graph this is going to be to find our s and t intercepts and just graph those 2 points. And that's going to be our t-intercept is where s equals 0. And our s-intercept is where t equals 0. So let's start with our t-intercept. We'll have t equals 4 times s, which is 0, minus 1. T equals 4 times 0 is just 0, minus 1 will give us t equals negative 1. So when s is equal to 0, t is equal to 1, 0, comma 1. Then for our s-intercept, we'll have t, which is 0, equal to 4s minus 1. We'll need to do opposite operations to isolate our variable s, so we'll add 1 to both sides. These ones will cancel, giving us 1 equals 4s. Then 4 is being multiplied to s, so the opposite operation is dividing both sides by 4. These 4's will cancel, giving us 1/4 is equal to s. So when t is equal to 0, s is equal to 1/4, 1/4, comma 0. Now that we have our 2 intercepts, I'm going to graph these and I will be right back. Now I've graphed our 2 intercepts, one at 1/4, comma 0, so over to the right 1/4, up and down 0, and one at 0, comma negative 1. To the left and right 0 and down negative 1. And you can see I've sectioned off these coordinate squares into fourths. So this is over 1/4, this is 1/4, 1/2, and then 3/4, 1 whole is right here. So now we need to take a look at each of our answer choices and compare them to this graph to see which one is a true statement. Answer choice A says if s is greater than 0.5. So 0.5 would be here's 1/4, here's 0.5. So everything greater than this value, which means to the right of this value, t is positive. Well, all of these t values are above the x-axis, which makes them all positive and going into positive infinity. So this is already a true statement, making answer choice A our correct answer. At that point, you can mark A and move on with the rest of the test, but for the sake of the video, I'll show you why B, C, and D are incorrect. For answer choice B, if s is less than 1, so if this is 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, here's 1. Less than is everything to the left, t is negative. This is only partially true. All of these values here are above the above the x-axis, making them all positive. Once we cross the x-axis, then all of these values become negative. So this answer is half true, but we need complete truth to have it be a correct answer. So B is incorrect. C says if s is less than negative 0.25, which would be right here, then t is positive. Well, less than would be to the left side, and all of these t values are negative. They're all below the x-axis. They are not positive, making C incorrect. And for answer choice D, if s is less than positive 0.25, so right here, then t is positive. Again, all of these values are not positive. All of these values are below the x-axis and therefore have negative t values, making this answer incorrect and making answer choice A our correct answer.